verbrengen, seder verbrengen. And that is, there was a big fire in Lubavitch. It happened more than once. This is a big fire that took place in Tovkov Tzadik Gimel, which would be 1833. So they had to make, the story goes, they had to make the Yisoid, the foundation for the new Beis Medrash and new home for the Rebbe in Lubavitch, in the courtyard of the Rebbe's house. This is the Tzemach Tzedek. And so many Chassidim, there was a whole big ceremony when they put the foundation stone, and many Chassidim came to Lubavitch to be present at the cornerstone laying of the cornerstone of the new building of the new Beis Medrash, the whole complex there, which is still today there in Lubavitch. So the Chassidim approached the Tzemach Tzedek and they asked him, the Rebbe, they should say Chassidus. So the Rebbe said to the Tzemach Tzedek, what do you want? A maimer or a maimer Chassidus or a story? So the Chassidim understood from the fact that the Rebbe is asking, do you want a story or a maimer, that he wants to tell a story. So they said, we want a story. The Tzemach Tzedek tells the following story. There was a chassid of the Ruzhner, Rabbi Sol of Ruzhner. We'll talk about him maybe once another time. He lived at the same time as the Tzemach Tzedek, and he was a great Rebbe. He lived in the Ruzhin. His name was Rabbi Yisrael, and the founder of many Chassidic dynasties that branched off. So there once was a chassid that he rented to a fellow Jew a kretschmer, which was common, an inn where they sold liquor and so on, where for this Jew's livelihood, he rented it from the chassid. Time passes, and the renter doesn't have money to pay the rent. So the chassid is waiting and says, asking again and again to pay the rent. And when he sees that the fellow to whom he rented is not paying, so he tells him, "Listen, I'm telling you, I have no choice. I can't afford. I'm going to evict you from the kretschmer, from the inn." The one who rented, he didn't know what to do because he just didn't have enough income to pay for the rent. Now the one who rented it knew that the owner was a chassid of the Ruzhner. So he went to the Ruzhner, to the Rebbe, and says, "Rebbe, please have influence on your chassid. They should postpone the payment for next year." The Ruzhner heard what he said, and in fact he spoke to his chassid and told him, and the chassid accepted it, that give this Jew another year and defer payments. A year passes, and again the renter can't pay the rent. Not this year, not the previous year. And the owner is trying again, this chassid. So again now, the one who rented, he goes back to the Ruzhner to ask him to please tell his chassid to give him another year, which the Ruzhner did, but the chassid didn't listen. And he evicted him from the premises. He just couldn't keep him longer. And obviously to rent it to someone, will there be some income? The Tzemach Tzedek continues. He said, when this chassid died and came to the heavenly court, friends were getting a glimpse of what happens in the heavenly court after 120 years. It's an extraordinary story. So the Tzemach Tzedek said he came to the heavenly court, and so now there's a whole court case. So there's the accusers and the defenders. And the accusing angels are the accusing angels. They said he's liable. He didn't listen to his Rebbe. And look what he did to a fellow Jew. But then you had the malachim, the angels, the defenders, Malitzei Yosher, the good advocates. And they said, what do you want from him? He's conducting himself. It's only fair. First of all, this chassid all his life conducted himself very well. He was a good boy. And this that had happened with this Jew and the inn, so they said that it's not fair that you're judging him. You don't know what money is, the defending angels say to the accusing angels, and you don't know how difficult it is to make a living. You're completely divorced from all matters, all physical matters, and how can you judge a Jew down here, this chassid, who 2 years didn't get rent for his inn? You have no idea what this means. You sit here in heaven as angels judging, said the defending angels to the accusing angels. This isn't fair. So therefore they continued. They said, we have to bring this neshama. Listen to what's going on in heaven. We have to bring the neshama to the chassid, not to the lower court. The lower court, it seems, is the malachim. But we have to go to a bezdin of neshamas who are once in this world. They understand this world. They understand what money means in the struggle for livelihood. And so, okay, the heavenly court agreed, and they bring the chassid to the place where neshamas in this world reside. And who they bring him to? The great codifiers, the great authors of halacha, the Bes Yosef and the Bach, Rabbi Yosef Kaira and Rabbi Yoel, who wrote a big commentary on Shulchan Aruch, two big codifiers. But guess what? There too was an argument. We don't know who said what, but one of them found him liable, and the other one found him innocent. And that's not enough to acquit him. So the defending angel said, sorry, we're not even going to accept the opinion of whoever it was there, of this neshama, who said the chassid is liable, because you've left Olam Hazeh a long time ago. True, you were once in this world, but it's a distant memory, and now you're living in Olam Ha'elyon, and you have no right to judge what this should happen to this chassid. And therefore we have to ask a neshama in this world. The Tzemach Tzedek finishes the story to the Chassidim, and he said, and I say he's innocent. And then he turns to the Chassidim. The Chassidim understood right away that the Tzemach Tzedek was that neshama in this world that heaven chose should rule. But he didn't want to rule alone. It seemed he had to have also a court down here. So he turns to the Chassidim and he says to them, and what do you say? Innocent, innocent? And all the Chassidim understood exactly what was happening, and they all cried out together, Zakai, Zakai, innocent, he's indeed innocent. The story is a very deep story. We'll leave it at that. Just going to add a postscript here, that they say that once one of the occasions when the Frierdiker Rebbe told this story, this is a amazing thing, he added, that the Tzemach Tzedek later said, soon after this story, no, he said, I acquitted a Jew, a fellow Jew, and I found him Zakai, innocent. May Hashem bless me with a Ben Zakai, with a child who will embody innocence. And soon after was born the Rebbe Marash, the next Rebbe of Chabad. He was born after this story. Friends, we're going to begin davening. I guess we can leave this on. If you wish,